Hello, trucker world. It's always a Monday in trucking. So actually, today is the second Monday in trucking. I'm David, your truck driving friend and a long-time person in transportation. What I'd like to do today is I would like to introduce you to It's Always a Monday in Transportation or Trucking. And you can always visit us at my channel, David Edge, at the CDL Group. David Edge at the CDL Group. What we want to do today is we want to start some dialogue, exciting dialogue at times. It's going to be very informal. It's going to be kind of raw, unedited. I think that's what you guys want out there, especially the drivers going up and down the road. Sort of like you got my calculator over here in the view. Maybe I do need to move my camera over and up a little bit, but it doesn't. Those things don't really matter to me. So my main goal is to give you guys out there, whether you be a driver, a fleet manager, a director, or even a vice president, a president of a company. I want to give you I call it the street cred, down on the street, pounding that pavement, and listen from the ground up, not from the top down. So I've been in trucking for over 22 years. I've done just about anything that could be done, not everything. Nobody has ever done everything. Every day I learn something new. So keep that in mind as we talk. I hope you get something out of each one of these. Now, we might air on a Friday. That would be the fifth Monday in trucking. Hey, we might even air on Monday, the first Monday in trucking. So, keep that in mind as we go forward. I want to be animated here. I want to be exciting. I don't want to be one of these people that are just talking about all the technical and analytical subjects. I want to be exciting because trucking and you drivers, you guys are excited. Hey, you get animated out there. I find some good topics to talk about just by listening to our drivers on the driver feeds. And hey, I'm saying that in all sincerity because there's some good topics that you guys, when you're on the road, open up. Like right now in the weather, we've had people say, "Why don't my company?" Goodness, we got to stay warm in here. This truck's not staying warm. Can we at least get something to turn it on to stay warm? Because and that's important. And I hope companies listen to their drivers on that. That's just super important. But today I want to talk about a big topic. It's the first of the year. Drivers tend to start looking around the first of the year. Last year was a little different. It was it was we were coming off a big high. All the freight in the world had moved. Our contractors and owner operators were making $4, $5, $6 a mile. Our companies were making good money. Pass that along to the drivers and to other needs within their company, updating fleets, updating trailers, and things like that. Well, 2023 hit, and it was like a brick wall. And the rates went down. It just went down into the toilet. We've been in a driver recession or a transportation recession for over a year. I'm hoping that some of the people I talk to say that we might start creeping out of that a little bit. Others I talk to say we've got a little more to go. We've seen a lot of trucking companies in 2023 have to close their doors because of fuel prices, because of low freight rates, because of high insurance costs, because trucks and all the regulations on these trucks, they're pricing them out of the market. So that was a sad time. We saw one of the biggest companies out there, Yellow Freight, closed down. We saw small owner operator, mom and pop guys with 3 or 4 trucks and employed people. Overall, it was well over probably I don't have the number in front of me right now, but it was well over 10,000 companies. Now, keep in mind, a company is a driver or it's anyone that has a DOT number and an MC number running under their own authority. That's a company. So if you're running for yourself, you're a company. If you close your doors, that's a company closing. So it's not just companies that have 500, 400, 100 trucks, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. It doesn't matter. So that was a tough year. I am just hoping this year is better. I'm hoping the drivers will hang in there, and you guys will just keep moving freight. And because without you, we all stop. Everything stops. So let's talk a little bit about what happens the first of the year. A lot of companies call it the great driver migration. Drivers tend to look around at other companies. They look back at what they did last year or how they were treated, and then they start looking at other companies. Guys, I want to give you a tidbit of advice. There are cases, a lot of cases, where you might need to make a job change, but be wary. Make sure that what the information you are getting from your new company that you're talking to is accurate and is clear and is in writing. And when I say in writing, make them put it in an email on that company letterhead. That's so important because let's face it, I know from experience, and it gets worse every year. You guys get bombarded with having to, you fill out this little information form on ABC or CDL trucking, and all of a sudden that information form is out there to 29 trucking companies or 100 trucking companies, and all of a sudden they're blowing up your text, they're blowing up your voicemail. You talk to three or four of them, and one company's paying 70 cents a mile, the other's paying 68 cents. That one's got a nice down the road because you're using your trusty old earpiece like I have right here. You are driving down the road and you're listening. Have that recruiter from ABC company, CDL company, or triple W's company. Have them say, "Hey, do me a favor, email me what you just told me, just the basics of the pay, where I'm running, what I'm doing. Is it a dedicated? Is it over the road? Is it regional? What is it? Is it home area?" Email everything you just told me in writing and put your name and contact number on there so that I have a way to get back and forth to you. That way, the companies you talk to, the serious ones, you should have three or four good emails. Now, guys, listen, you need to know one thing. Companies companies really want you to come to their orientation. They want to try to get you hired. They want that to happen. And when you set up three or four orientations, you're hurting your credibility. When you go, who is this I'm talking to? And they say it's Joe or it's Mary or it's Johnny or it's Shad, whatever the name is, Alyssa, Melissa, Megan. It doesn't matter. It matters that you know who they are, because if you've talked to 100 of them and you don't know who anybody is. Get you three companies, compare them together, and make sure that you know who you're talking to. Set orientation with one of them, guys. We spend, as trucking companies and as recruiters, they spend a lot of money to get everything done to get you to that point, and then you don't show up, and then you call back in and go, "Well, I made a mistake." That's tough. Be sure that you're slowing down to make that right decision. That's just a piece of advice, free, no charge to you. So now let's move on. What makes you want to stay at a company? I hope some of you will respond to this over the next few weeks. Since this is our first one, we don't have any followers yet. So I hope you start following and connecting with David Edge at the CDL Group. David Edge at the CDL Group, and leave your comments. Say, "Hey, this is what I look for in a company. This is what I want to do." Let me know why what is causing you to jump ship? Well, they're not paying me enough. Well, are they not paying you the cents per mile they told you? Okay, they are. They're not giving you the miles. No. Okay, why? There's some key factors there, and we'll talk about those on another day. But have communication before you decide to jump ship, and do yourself a favor. Give a notice, guys. If it's just 1 week in our business, that's all that is needed. Let your company currently know, hey, next week on this date's my last day. If a company tells you to park a truck anywhere side of the road or at your house or in the Kmart or at the Pilot, they don't care about your reputation. They don't care that you're abandoning a truck to come to work for them. Guys, I want to work with a company that has respect for me, that respects my background, and I keep it real clean. Guys, I want to work for a company that gives me what I need to survive and to make a good income. So be sure you're following those simple rules. Now, let's talk to recruiters for a minute. Hey, recruiters, listen. I know you've got to get drivers into your company to keep that company rolling. That's common sense. But whatever you do, when you're talking on the phone with the driver, here has been my thought and my battle cry, so to speak, for 18, 19 years that I've been on this side of the fence and not behind the wheel. It's been always tell the truth. Truth. Do not, if you undersell the driver, and when he gets to the orientation, you have undersold, but you over delivered, you got a friend for life. So, yes, it's exciting. Yes, you want this driver if he's qualified. But always remember, the driver has to be happy to help your company grow. Tell the truth, be point blank, be direct. Let that driver know that this is what's going to happen. This is where we're going. This is how it will be. And by all means, like I told the driver, to ask you as the recruiter to give an email, automatically say, hey, um, you know, Samantha, Miss Driver, or Larry, Mr. Driver, or Kyrie, Mr. Driver. Doesn't matter. Say, hey, I'm back. When we hang up, I'm sending you an email, not just with an application, but I'm going to put in that email just the highlights. What your pay we talk about would be, any bonuses, and what type of runs you will be doing, and the expected home time. Now, if you do that, that driver is going to start demanding that from other people. And some people won't do that. That sets you apart. So I want to keep this light. I want to keep it fun. I want to keep you guys engaged. And if you've got something you want me to research and give a topic on, hey, I'm more than happy to do it. The last thing I want to say is, and this is something that happens at every single company, but I do want to say, excuse me, I had to have that. I do want to say that we as drivers out there in the field, when you go drop a trailer, if that trailer's got bad brakes, if it's got the ABS out, if it's got two bad tires or a flat tire, red tag it and immediately call your roadside or maintenance department, give them the information and tell them this trailer is not DOT. That's so important. Why? Because think about when you pull up and hook to a trailer and you do your walk around and you see all that. If you pull off in that trailer, you are risking your CDL license and your reputation. I always say one good turn will deserve another. What you do will be paid forward. So guys, keep that in mind as you go out today or tomorrow or the rest of the week. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. And hey, trucking is still a good profession. It's still a good income if you are in the right place. So let's talk about next time. Anything you would like to talk about. I can talk about, some reward. I can talk about the industry. I can give you some facts and figures if you would like. We can talk about safety. I'm here for you guys. That's all we want to do. We want to talk to you guys as a group, trucking recruiters, operations people, because we all, from the fleet manager all the way, well, I'm going to say from the president to the person that helps you, get the oil changed, the maintenance done. We all are in this together because it takes all of us to keep that truck moving, keep the goods and services, to keep our great economy going. And until next time, remember, Mondays aren't bad. It's always a Monday in transportation. Until the next time, I'm David Edge at the CDL Group, coming to you just to chit chat and to talk. I hope you pass it along to other people and join and connect with us. Have a great day, and let's stay warm, safe, and keep it right between the lines where you need to be. Have a great day.